If you just follow these 5 rules, doesn't matter how many years have you put into copywriting, like I will teach you in this video with good and bad examples so that you do not fuck up. You will write emails with conversion rates like 25%, which is huge. Coming to the first rule, that is an engaging subject line. Everyone knows that your subject line is the prefix to your email. This is one thing that everyone will see. If you do not end up in the spam folder, this is exactly the one thing that everyone will see no matter what. It's like the thumbnail to your YouTube video. Your subject line should spark curiosity. There are certain emotions that are essential for a high converting email. That is curiosity, that's FOMO, and that is urgency. If you master just these 3 emotions while writing your emails, you will have the most converting emails and have the most success with your freelance copywriting clients or whatever or whoever you are writing emails for. Your subject line should spark curiosity and it should be relevant to the topic that is inside the video. Curiosity is very important because it makes the reader feel that, oh, what's inside this email, I should open up. Your subject should be relevant to the topic that you're writing your emails about. Relevance is one of the most important things. You should master relevance in a way that you indirectly tell the prospect what you are selling without even letting him know that you're selling something. Relevance is very important, connects directly to the prospect. Avoid spam triggers. Spam triggers are mostly things that would make you end up in the spam folder, and once you are in the spam folder, there is no amount of effort that you can put in inside your emails. Your emails will not be opened, and that's going to be a failed marketing campaign. No matter how many rules I teach you, no matter how many real life examples that I give you, you will just not make up the expectations of your client if your emails, if even some of your emails are landing up in the spam folder. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I will also at the end, after explaining the 5 rules, I'm going to teach you how to write the best email, and then I'm going to teach you how it can worsen and worsen as we stop following the rules that I am explaining in this video. I forgot to tell that in the starting, but yes, I'm going to be doing that real life example game as well. Coming to the good examples of a subject line, most freelance writers fail because of this. Bracket, don't make the same mistake. Now, this is a curiosity plus an authenticity subject line that's relevant to the topic of copywriting. These are the examples that are here for the niche of copywriting. Copywriting emails that are sent by creators that sell mentorship programs for your copywriting skills. Most freelance writers fail because of this. Bracket, don't make this mistake. Now, a lot of people are using this bracket phenomena that you're seeing here in order to increase the authenticity of the email. You are not used to seeing these brackets earlier. That's why they're using it, and 1 out of every 3 people on the internet selling something are using brackets in their emails, in their titles. You can see that for yourself. Second good example would be this 500 email. This $500 email took me 5 minutes to write, and here's why it worked. Again, there's a case study that will be shown inside the email that is indirectly conveyed through this subject line, and people are going to be expecting an email template or some rules that's going to be connected to writing a $500 email that would take them 5 minutes to write. That is a real life proof that is attached with that email, and a subject line with this much relevance and this much trust factor that will be inside the email is very good. That's why it got a lot of open rate. I ignored this for years and it kept me broke as a writer. Create suspense. Now, this is a suspense base, which is also FOMO, which is also curiosity. Suspense is also one of the most important emotion that's connected to your success in copywriting. If you can generate the feeling of suspense like they do in movies, like they create a lot of suspense with background music, storyline fuck ups, and a lot of things, your suspense that's going to be created would help you to get better open rates with your subject line. Now, bad examples are all the examples that you ignore every day. Just open up your Gmail account and see the emails that you have not opened, and those are all the bad examples of writing a subject line. Don't make this mistake. I'm going to tell you one little technique. If you want to see your email copywriting is good or not, just open your Gmail, see the emails that you have not opened, all those unmarked emails, all those unopened emails. And if your email kind of resembles those emails that you have not opened, then those are the emails that you should not be using for your copywriting clients or whoever you're writing copy for. Make 10K a month with this writing hack. Of course, very spam. Secret copywriting formula. There's no secret. Everyone knows now. This is very 2020-ish language, and this does not work now. At this stage of internet businesses, the trust factor is at the least, and everyone has received every form of email, and everyone knows there's no secrets, only hard work and little tricks and tips there. That's why there's no secret. There's not going to be a lot of conversions with the word secret. That's why subject lines like these does not work now. Last chance, join my copywriting mentorship before the door closes. Very pushy. This is a very forcefully generated urgency, and that is what we should avoid. We should always have things that indirectly say the thing that you want to say. You should never directly tell them, oh, my seats are running low. You should either show them that there's 7 out of 9 seats that are filled, and then the last 2 are left. You can join. You cannot directly tell them that spots are filling up, you should join quickly, because that at this stage of internet businesses, that is a very pushy thing to say to your prospects, and that's why it's not going to get good conversion rates. Now, the second rule is the hook. Hook is the first line after the subject line. That's the first sentence your prospect's going to be reading after they open the email. So now you have got your open rate. Now your email has been opened, and this is the first sentence that they're going to be reading. Most people scan the emails fast. There's a lot of people who just open the email, go through it, and off. But if your hook is optimized to the rules that it should be, your email would be read with a lot of time, and people are going to invest a lot of brain power to your email. And the more time anybody spends on your email, the more chances of him getting converted. Most people scan the emails fast. If the first 2 sentences are wrong, they do not grab the attention, they are weak, they are whatever, you will not get good conversion rates. What makes a good subject is present a relatable problem. Now you have a lot of characters that you can write in your hook. You can present a problem indirectly and present a solution if they read through. That's the indirect thing that you need to portray through your hook. It should create curiosity and tell a compelling story. Why a story? Because emails are also meant to be a personal connection between the prospect and the person sending the email. If there's no story connected to the email, then the prospect would not likely buy through that email, because there's no personal connection. Good examples are, I used to send 100 proposals a week and got ghosted by 99 of them. That's a personal story that also indirectly tells you that in this email you're going to get one proposal idea or one or tricks to write proposals that would not make you end up in this situation. Then I fixed one thing and clients started coming to me instead. Relatable pain point and curiosity is built because people want to know what is that one thing. And I always talk about this idea of quantifying the success. If there's a number attached to the thing that you are providing solution for, like 5 solutions to this problem, your brain is tricked into thinking that, okay, if I do just these 5 things, then I am good, then I'm on the path to success. And when this quantifying of success is done, your brain is relaxed You just imagine if there's a person telling you that you need to solve a lot of problems to get this success, or there's going to be a guy telling you you need to solve just these 5 problems to get to a successful state. Who will you trust more, or where your brain would feel less stressed? When you quantify the success, when you quantify the steps, that time your brain feels relaxed, and that is the time, and that's the path your brain is willing to take, because there's quantifiable number of steps. There are 5 steps with which you can fix this proposal problem, and once you quantify it, your conversion rates are through the roof. And that's why there is this, that's why 9 out of 10 subject lines are steps, 5 steps, 4 steps, 3 problems, 2 solutions, these 5 tricks or whatever. That's why they quantify the success. So this is a very good hook to have in your email. I'm going to be coming to the second good example. I once got paid $1,000 for an email that took me 10 minutes to write. The crazy part, it wasn't even a good copy. Now, this is a very clickbaity, not evidently clickbaity, but this is a very click worthy hook to have. You know, the usual hooks and the usual subject lines in the niche of copywriting is this idea that there's a plane again. This idea about copywriting that you spend 5 to 10 minutes to write an email, and that and your client gives you like thousands of dollars for those 5 to 10 minutes that you spend on the email. That's the most hooking part about copywriting. That's the most good part about of copywriting that makes people sell more of their mentorships. What they don't show is years of practice in order that's following up to that 5 to 10 minutes that they take to write a good copy. But that's click worthy. I just, this idea of having these tricks to make your viewer buy into whatever you're selling, this is a very thin line evil, or thin line, bad value, bad ethical thing to do. But what I preach is, if the guy is giving value that's worth 10 times more than the value he's asking, then he is not ethically wrong to use these tricks to sell his value. If the value is worth thousands of dollars and he's charging just $100 a month, it's not wrong to sell. It's not wrong to have these tricks and these techniques to sell his value more. I find this very borderline evil. But the first thing that I audit with whatever creator that I'm partnering with is the value that he's giving. If the value is worth 10 times more than the money he's asking, I then get enrolled with that creator and help him scale more. And that is one thing that you should also have in mind while having new clients. You should never scam people. You should always provide more value than you ask money for. Coming to the third good example, freelance copywriters waste hours trying to sound clever when clients just want one thing. This is the topic of getting clients through your freelance copywriting. This is also a very personal touch, very personality based email, that the hook that you can use for your emails. Now again, all the bad examples are all the unopened, all the not converted emails in your Gmail account, and that's hey how it's going. That's a wasted hook, because if you introduce yourself in the first line, people do not actually, unless you are Kanye West, or unless you are this big celebrity like Alex Ramosi, people are not going to be interested in knowing your name, who you are, what you do, etc. People are there just to get their problem solved, and that's why that's a bad hook to have. Copywriting is a great way to make money. You just need to know what you are doing. This used to work very nicely 3 years back when I used to see this email doing very good numbers, but now this hook does not work. Join my program to learn my copywriting secrets, whatever. Those are all the bad examples to have. Now, in order to break the monotony, I'm going to be coming to the hooks and the subject lines for all the 3 real life examples that I have here. And I'm going to be coming to the last three rules later after I explain the hooks and the subjects for all these three real life examples. Subject number one, bro, I just found out why my copy was trashed for years. Now the word bro is used to have a personal touch. I found out why my copy was trash is accepting the problem that you had, and that also connects with the prospect because they are also trying for years and their copy is trash. And in this subject line, it's also indirectly conveying to you that with this email I'm going to be solving the problem of your email copies being trash. And that is why this one line says so many things. And it also creates curiosity because people want to know what is that one thing that's making their email trash. And it also creates FOMO because people know that this email is being sent to a lot of people, and if they do not incorporate these tricks into their emails, their email will remain trash and other people will improve. That's why this small word is conveying so many meanings. That's why this had open rates of 53%. That means out of every 10 people that was sent this email, 5 of them opened it. That is very, very good open rates. Coming to the second subject line, 3 mistakes stopping you from landing high paying clients. Quantifying the success is good thing, but stopping you from landing high paying clients, this solves a problem of you landing clients, but the main problem is people are not good at copywriting, and that problem is not being solved. That's why, this is an example of not targeting the right topic in your niche, but because of lack of personal touch, this subject line was put into the OK category, and that's why it had 35% open rates. 35% open rates are very good, but it's not as good as 53. Coming to the third subject line, earn 10k a month as a copywriter, my proven method. Now this word of making 10k a month is so overused now. 10k a month, 10k a month, $10,000 a month, 10k a month. Do this to make 10k a month. This side hustle will make you 10k a month. This word is so overused now. I still do not understand why people are still using this word. No one generates any emotional feeling, any emotion when they hear this word 10k now. This was very 2022 and now this does not work. Please stop writing 10k a month, $10,000 a month. People feel nothing when they hear this word. That's why this had 21% open rates. Very bad for an email, especially in the niche of copywriting. I'm going to be coming to the first hook. I was cleaning out my old Google Docs today, creates personal touch, and wow, I found a sales email I wrote back in 2019. It was so bad, I literally cringed reading it. Very nice hook to have. The curiosity that's generated in this, the personal touch that's given in this, the feeling of I have to see this guy's 2019 email, that feeling that generated through this email is above everything. This is a very good subject line to have, very good hook to have, very nice hook to have. People will be interested in reading through so much that this email is very nice. This email was very successful for us. Coming to the second hook, hey, first name, of course, wasted characters, wasted brain energy, wasted attention there. A lot of new copywriters struggle to land good clients. They send out dozens of proposals, but no one replies. This tries to connect on a personal level, says a personal story, but just because the first sentence was a wasted attention for the viewer, this subject line, this hook got less conversions. And coming to the third hook, hey, first name, of course, wasted attention. Copywriting is the best way to make money online. If you aren't getting paid at least 10k a month, again, you're doing it wrong. Of course, very bad thing, a very bad hook to have. You do not have personal story, do not have personal connection. There is curiosity, that's pushy, but the word 10k, that eliminates any chance of this getting good conversion rates. Now after exploring these three subject lines and hooks, I'm going to be coming to the last three rules that governs success for your email copywriting campaigns. Now, logical and emotional persuasion with trust factor. Today's, as I explained, in today's time, the trust levels are the least, and people need solid testimonials, solid proofs of whatever you are saying, whatever you are giving out. That's why trust factor is very important to have in any email. Why it matters? Because the balance of logic and the balance with emotional playing, that makes an email convert better, and people need to trust you before buying from you. As I told you, the trust levels are the least. Logic shows that your method works and why it works. That's going to be given through case studies, that's going to be given through personal stories, that's going to be given through playing with the psychology. Because a logical thing, if your brain thinks something is logically nice, that's a no-brainer deal. Your brain will be tricked into buying from it. And then the emotional side of it connects with their struggles, their fear of rejections, and all the frustrations that they ever had with whatever you are selling to them. They did not had success with the topic that you are trying to sell them on, and that's the emotional playing side. And trust factor is, of course, the proof that is needed to back up whatever you are selling through that email. Good example would be, for months I sent cold emails that went straight to the trash. Then I realized something: my emails were all about me. I'm sorry. When I flipped it and made them about the client, everything changed. The logical the logical aspect about this email is why most cold emails were failing, plus the emotional side was the frustration that the people also face, that was conveyed in this email, plus the personal experience. That's the trust factor that he's trying to generate with this email. This is a very good sentence or very good paragraph to have in your emails. You can even copy this if you want. Most copywriters think client wants clever copy, but after working with 100 plus businesses, creates trust factor, creates curiosity that, oh, this guy has worked with 100 plus businesses. What he has to tell me. I have learned that simple clear writing makes them money. So the 100 plus businesses create the trust factor, and this gives a personal story, and this also makes the brain think that, oh, the complex thing is not the thing that you should be doing. Instead, you should be doing this simple thing, and brain thinks, okay, doing the simple thing is better, so I'm going to be buying the simple thing. This is the emotional side of this paragraph. Now the third example is, I landed my first $5,000 client with a 2-sentence email. Very curiosity filled email. The curiosity factor about this subject is, about this paragraph, is very high, because 2-sentence email that made you $5,000, that is something that I also want to happen with myself. Not because of fancy copy. This again solves the frustration of the prospect that, okay, he is frustrated about writing fancy copy, and this simple thing can make me the same results with doing less work. My brain thinks it's a no-brainer offer, buys that offer. Curiosity plus proof. Again, bad examples for this are, this system will make you money no matter what. Used to work in 2020, does not work now. I can teach you become a 6-figure copywriter, just join my program. Used to work in 2018, does not now. Trust me, my students are making a lot of money. Trust me, my students are making a lot of money. You should not be telling, like I told you, everything should be conveyed indirectly. You should not be directly telling the people to, trust me, my students are making this much, you will make also. And that's not how you say, that's not how you build the trust factor. Trust factor is always subtle, is always indirect, is always subconscious. You should always have testimonials, interviews, everything connected to your email. all the Excel sheets, all the data connected to it, but never tell directly that, trust me, my students are making a lot of money with it. Never do that. Coming to the fourth is the CTA. CTA is one of the most important aspect, if not the most important aspect about your email. If your people do not know what to do after reading that email, there's no point in even sending out that email. You want an action to be completed after the email was read, and that's the call to action. Why it matters? Your call to action should not feel desperate. It should not feel pushy. It should be in natural progression after reading that email into the call to action that you want the prospect to fulfill. It should be a very natural and very indirect subconscious next step to that email. Good examples are, if you struggle with pricing your copywriting services, I go deep into my exact framework inside my mentorship program. If you want to check it out, here's the link. If you do not want to check it out, you do not check it out. That's a very naturally flowing CTA. The second is, if this made sense to you, only if this made sense to you, you can go in deeper. I break it down here. You can check it out. If you do not want to check it out, you should not check it out. That's non-pushy. Leaves the choice to the viewer. If you leave the choice to the prospect that, oh, this is a no-brainer deal, if you want to check it out, you can check it out here. If you do not want to check it out, you can ignore it. That's how you write a very good CTA. This is something I wish I had when I started freelancing. If you want to see how it works, you can join the community here. Very good personal connection built first and then naturally progressing into the CTA. Bad examples, you know the bad examples. Click here now, sign up here, 7 spots left, sign up here, sign up immediately. My students made this much money, sign up now, whatever. All these are bad, very pushy, very desperate. All the fake CTAs that you can write for your emails, that's going to destroy every credibility of your work, and all the potential work that you might be getting will also be destroyed. The last rule in order to write the best converting emails is personalization and authenticity. I already told you a lot about this. The feel of personal connection, the feeling of this email was sent by my best friend, that feeling, that was a human being. That's my drawing is very bad. The feeling that this is an email that's directly sent to me by the creator is hands down the most powerful thing that you can learn by writing copy. Your most important, your most powerful tool is the personal touch. If your personal touch is, achieved very nicely, no matter what you write in that email, it will get converted. It will get good conversion rates. Why it matters? People connect with real people. That's very important. Your email should feel like it's being sent by your best friend or directly sent by that creator to only you. That feeling should be generated inside your emails. People connect with real people. Your email should feel like a message from the mentor, the friend, or the colleague, not a sales email from a random marketer. This is very, very important inside your emails. Good example is, hey, first name, I remember the first time I tried writing sales copy, I spent hours on one email and flopped it. Sounds familiar? This uses the first name, which makes you connect with that person. Of course, violating one rule that we discussed earlier, but it gives a personal story. It gives the word sounds familiar ? It makes you connect with your past self. And that's the most, heart-wrecking feeling inside your heart. The feeling with which you skip a beat, that feeling is when you explore your past. And that's why this paragraph was very very good, very nicely written. Most emails like this try to sell you something right away. I'd rather show you what works actually, and then you can take your step. This also is a very natural progression to do your CTA. Very good email to have. Clearly tells the person that if you want to do it, if you want to actually learn, you can learn through this email. If you do not, you can click off. Very good paragraph to have. If you're stuck figuring out your niche, don't worry. Every great copywriter goes through this phase. Again, personal story, authenticity feels like A guy who was struggling in copywriting has sent this, and now he's not struggling, and he's going to teach me why I am still struggling. I wrote about how I found mine. Want me to send it over? Feels very conversational. Feels very not promotional. Feels very like a best friend has sent you this email. All the bad examples are, dear writer, our program is the best. We have amazing opportunity for you. Our copywriting system is proven. This proven system, this proven 3 steps simple, this proven 3 steps system took me as a broke college kid and now making multiple 6 figures. All these lines do not convert anymore. These are very 2020, 2018-ish lines, and they do not work now. Trust me, guys, they do not work. Your story, which is how you went from a broke college kid to now making 6 figures, does not now work. Does not work. Do not use them. Now, after covering these 5 rules that I wrote myself and took me a lot of time to create this, but after this, 5 rules are nicely explained to you. I'm going to be coming to the 3 emails that will be explored according to these 5 rules, and I'm going to teach you how you can use these 5 rules in writing the best emails for your copywriting client. Now you can go through this email now, and now I'm going to be explaining what all was used in this email. Go through this email. I'm going to give you a second to pause. And now coming to the analysis of this email, engaging subject line that creates curiosity and relevance. Of course, I talked about this a few minutes back. A strong hook, of course, I talked about this a few minutes back. Connects emotional and logical persuasion. Now, logic explains why traditional copywriting rules don't always work. That makes your brain feel relaxed. Emotion talks about the frustration of the copywriter who is writing copy that's not converting. And trust is using real life examples of past failures, making the sender feel authentic. All these things were used inside this email in order to get conversion rates of 25%. 1 out of every 4 people bought what was being sold with this email. 1 out of every 4. That is big. That's huge. Your clear and natural call to action, no forced sales pitch. Instead of pushing a mentorship program, the CTA is just, if this makes sense, you can let me know. You can check this out here. If it does not make sense, do not. Very simple, very naturally progressing, very nice to have. This invites a reply rather than forcing a sale. If you directly try to sell something through your emails, it's not going to work. If you tell them to take this next step, that's not them spending money, that's going to make them take that next step. Personalization and authenticity uses casual words, emojis. These all keep you outside the spam folder. All those typos, all those bros, all those FYIs, BYWs, all those things make the make Gmail think that this is being sent from a friend, makes you stay out of the spam folder. Coming to the second email, I'm going to give you a second to go through this email. And now coming to the analysis. Subject line, like I talked to you about. The hook, too broad, like I already told you. Coming to the logical and emotional persuasion, provides useful information. The tips are solid, but they don't go deep enough to make emotional impact. Now, I told you the emotional aspect should be hit by your emails. That emotions should be hit with your emails. If they are weakly hit, that's going to lessen your conversion rates. Clear and natural CTA is too pitchy. It's too pitchy. The transition from value to pitch is too direct and making it feel like a promotion rather than a conversation. Again, this email, that's why this had 17% conversion rates, which are mediocre, but of course not 25%. Personalization and authenticity feels like a mass email. It lacks personality, it lacks humor, it lacks storytelling, it lacks casual tones, all the casual words, all the things that would make it feel that it's being sent from a best friend. All those things were not followed in this email, resulted in getting 17% conversion rates. That was bad. Coming to the worst email, of course, you can open up your Gmail. All the emails that you opened or did not open, Just open them and go through them and see all the things that they have said that made you not open it. And those are all the bad things to have inside your email. Of course, this subject line was overhyped and spammy. This hook was no personal story, no curiosity, just straight to you're doing it wrong. Your logical and emotional persuasion, there was no proof attached to that email. The CTA was very spammy. Urgency was created very forcefully, and there was no personal story, no conversation. Everything about this email was a promotion that resulted this email in getting 3% conversion rates. That is very bad to have. Now, I hope that you learned something with this game. I hope that this email judging game made you feel something that you're doing wrong with your emails, and I hope these 5 rules were explained nicely to you. If you have any doubt, you can talk to me in the comment section or DM me on Instagram, send me an email, and I'll see you in the next video.